Day 2 of the Sydney Championships at Randwick on Saturday. One of the feature races is the Sydney Cup, and Knight's Order will take his place. He's backing up from an excellent run, the Chairman's Handicap there last Saturday. It's a traditional path and lead up for the Sydney Cup. We were able to use that previously with the offer going on to win the race, and Knight's Order's in great shape following that run. I've been really happy with him all campaign and feel he's been building towards this race nicely. He handles all conditions. We're getting plenty of rain here at Randwick, so it's certainly going to be a heavy track, which I think will work into his favour. He's proven over the 2 miles on a couple of occasions. Importantly, he had a fantastic win of the Brisbane Cup last winter, so he's in great shape, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him take his place. I think it'd be an excellent chance for us. The other feature race on the card is the Group 1 Queen of the Turf Stakes for the fillies and mares over the mile, run under weight for age conditions. We have the filly and Never Been Kissed. She's dropping back from a run in the Vinery Stakes. She was a winner at this track and distance last campaign, winning the Group 1 Flight Stakes for the 3-year-old fillies. She's taking on the older mares here for the first time, but as I said, she does love the track and distance, so I think we opted not to press onto the Oaks with her in favour of keeping her at the mile. I think she'll enjoy that drop back in trip, and I think she'll run a great race for us at good odds. Shout the Bar really needs the conditions to go her way. She was excellent there last start, underweight for age conditions at Moonee Valley. She got the dry track that she needed, and she was most dominant, winning by 4 lengths. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see the ideal conditions for her, but hopefully we can see an improving track. Vangelic's one of the most honest mares that we have in training. She ran a great race in this race last year. I think she can improve on that and go better this time round. She's very honest. She's pretty versatile in all conditions, and as I said, I think she'll run a great race for us. In the Congo, couldn't have been any more impressive for us. First up in the Group 1 Galaxy 3 weeks ago. He's had that time now to get over that first up run. I just thought it was such an excellent performance and a great return for him. Obviously, he's a very talented colt, and there's certainly improvement to come off that first up run. So he's lining up here second up in the Group 2 Arrowfield Sprint over 1,200 metres. He's dropping back to taking on the 3-year-olds at set weight conditions, which will no doubt be in his favour. He'll meet a few of his opponents, certainly much better at the weight, and as I said, with that bit of improvement from that first up run and stepping up to the 1,200 metres, I think he's going to be an excellent chance for us. He's another one that's versatile in the conditions, and I expect his class to be able to show through on Saturday. The Percy Sykes is a fantastic race for the 2-year-old fillies. It's a Group 2 event run over the 1,200 metres, worth $1 million. Certainly feel we've got 2 nice chances heading towards that race. North Star Lass was most impressive, winning a maiden at Warwick Farm there 2 weeks ago. She's trained on nicely and feel there's a lot of upside for her. She's certainly won like a nice filly in the making. She's versatile in the conditions, winning on a heavy track on that occasion, and she showed a nice sharp turn of foot. She's open to good improvement. No doubt she's stepping up sharply in grade, but I do feel there is a good deal of improvement there. Pantanario, she's been in excellent form throughout her career. She's bumped into some really smart fillies on each occasion, but she's been very consistent, and that form has well and truly stood up throughout the carnival. So looking forward to seeing her resume fresh here. She should be versatile in the conditions. Obviously there's a lot of quality there, and I think she'll run a big race for us. Russian Ronnie's coming off what was an impressive maiden victory at Newcastle over the 1,200 metres there last start. He's stepping straight up to the mile here, but I do feel he's the horse that's got the scope to be able to train on and see out that trip, particularly with a small field. It may just become a tactical affair, which will certainly work into his favour. Again, another horse that seems versatile through the conditions there. He won well on a heavy track last time, so I'm confident with him going into that, and he's a horse that just keeps improving every time he steps out. So a lot of good signs. Love to see in these 2-year-olds as they go through their preparation. I thought Shahonka was excellent at her last run. She's had a couple of weeks between races here just to freshen her up. She has been up in work for quite a long time, but she's certainly been a very tough filly, a very consistent filly, and I do think the runs have certainly been much better than what they may read on paper and in the form. So she's stepping back up to the 1400 metres. She's not at her best on the heavy conditions. I'd love to see her back on top of the ground, but in saying that, her class has gotten her through it on the last few occasions. So I expect her to be very competitive for us once again, and she may be a chance of hopefully going that couple better on Saturday and breaking through for a much deserved victory again. Moving to Caulfield, Tilly Annam lines up in the 3-year-old filly's handicap over the 1400 metres, just dropping back slightly from her run last start in the mile. That was against the 3-year-old fillies also under group conditions. So that step back in grade and slight step back in trip, I think on both fronts will really suit her. She's been performing well, and hoping to see her bounce back for us. Freddie was excellent first up this campaign. I thought it was a really tough run. That may have just left him a little bit flat there second up, whereas no doubt a little bit disappointing. He may have done a little bit too much in the lead, but ultimately was disappointing last start. So looking to see him bounce back here, and no doubt he can. He's been capable of winning a race of this grade throughout his career, and he looks to get the conditions to do so. So I'll be putting in line through his last start, assessing him on his first up run, which I thought was excellent. Splendiferous, another horse that's travelled down from our Sydney stable, just in search of a drying track. Unfortunately, with the rain up here, she hasn't been able to be effective in her 2 starts, and certainly they were at a distance well short of her best. So she's jumping straight up to the mile here. She remains in the fillies and mares grade, going back to her last preparation through Sydney and even further still through the winter in Queensland. She's got some form around some serious horses that have gone on to win at black type level. So if she can recapture some of that form, no doubt she should be very competitive for us here. She will improve for that first time at the Melbourne way of going. So it'll be interesting to see how she performs for us on Saturday. Now that she's getting the conditions to suit, I do feel she can bounce back to form for us.